You're looking for excitement,
Looking for family fun.
we're gonna put a smile on your face. Funspot's #1. At Funspot, we have the games people play. At Funspot, we have the games people play. At Funspot.
Funspot is fun. Fun for people of all ages. Fun for everyone. Day after day, year after year, people come to Funspot for the excitement, the action, the games, and most of all, for the fun. As of 1988, Funspot will be the largest amusement arcade of its kind in the world, housing over 500 electronic games. And it all started over 37 years ago with an idea and $750. Funspot's beginnings can be found in Bob Lawton's recollections of fun-filled summers at his grandfather's lake house in Weirs, New Hampshire. He and his brother John began their involvement in the amusement industry at the early ages of 10 and 12 by taking advantage of the area tourist trade.
I was 10 years old at that time. It was just when the war had started, the first summer of 42, as a matter of fact, that it was difficult for the people in the Weirs, the businessmen, to get employees. So John and I went to work for Al Favreau in the Lakeside Hotel bowling alley, setting pins, and we did set them throughout the war.
This experience helped to teach the boys the value of money.
We earned a nickel a string to start with there, and then got it increased to 7.5 cents a string. Most of the fond memories, I think, deal in the Weirs here and pertaining to the water.
Yeah. Of course, there was Bill's Arcade on the boardwalk, too. We'd dive in and get some returnable bottles out of the bottom of the lake, go cash them in, get a few coins, and go play pinballs at the arcade on the boardwalk.
During the years immediately following the Second World War, Bob worked for Jim Irwin at Irwin's Winnipesaukee Gardens, an area dance hall, and also on the boardwalk at the Weirs, where he managed Irwin's Bingo Parlor. Bob was an avid water skier, and a few years later he started a ski school called the Weirs Water Dogs. For several years, his business thrived as the first of its kind on the lake. In the spring of 1952, Bob obtained a $750 loan from his grandmother and formed a partnership with George Jeftus, who operated Jeff's Snack Bar in the downstairs of Tarlson's Arcade building. Bob built an indoor miniature golf course with John's help and installed a few games upstairs in Tarlson's. He called his new enterprise the Weirs Sports Center. In 1953, Bob served in Korea in the U.S. Army. At that time, he took in John as a partner and bought out Jeff's share of the business. Between 1955 and 1963, Bob and John held full-time positions outside of the industry. John with the New Hampshire Child Welfare Division and Bob with New England Telephone as an engineer, while continuing to operate the Weirs Sports Center during the summer season. Then, in 1964, the brothers purchased 18 acres of prime land on Route 3 in the Weirs. This is the site of the current Funspot complex. Instead of hiring a large logging company when faced with the task of clearing the land, they decided to make a single investment: a chainsaw. That first year, Funspot consisted of the outdoor miniature golf course and one small building. But bigger things were on the way. Soon, they were able to add 9 Brunswick pool tables, and the Funspot pocket billiard room quickly became a popular place to go. Early promotions helped Funspot gain momentum. Pete Herbert, Bob and John's first full-time employee, ran a local live radio show called On the Spot at Funspot every day. Funspot Radio Theater was also broadcast locally. Also, Funspot became host to the Miss Winnipesaukee pageant. This pageant is an official preliminary to the Miss New Hampshire pageant, and Funspot still hosts it every year. 4 Miss Winnipesaukis have taken the Miss New Hampshire title and gone on to compete in the National Miss America pageant. Another now familiar marketing tool was developed during this time.
Back in 1965, the second year of operation here at Funspot, John and I decided that we ought to have a logo that would be representative of Funspot here, that we could use throughout the years. And at the time, I was serving on the Meredith Library Board with Bob Montana, who was the creator, the originator of Archie Comics. And I talked with Bob about designing a logo, and he did come up with the Jester. And during those first years, the Jester was sitting on a golf ball with a golf club in one hand and a pool cue in the other hand. And we did, since then, of course, take his face and put it on our tokens and use it on all of our advertising. And Bob designed the Jester in the likeness of Jughead of Archie Comics.
In 1967, Funspot cleared more land, added a driving range and log cabin, and opened the Indian Trading Post. At that time, Bob's daughter, Sandra, began working as a clerk, selling souvenirs and authentic Indian items. The success of the trading post spurred the opening of the Indian Village 3 years later. The Indian Village was the product of a great deal of time and effort. The theme park sought to recreate authentic Indian dwellings and shrines. Extensive research was done with the help of Solon Colby, President Emeritus of the New Hampshire Archaeological Society. When construction began, although a lot of the work could have been done by modern heavy equipment, the Lawtons' desire for authenticity dictated that much of the work be done by hand. Bob's son Tim spent weeks lashing birch bark sheets to wigwam frames to bring a realistic feel to the village. Daily shows were given by Chief Red Dawn, a noted American Indian historian, and his adopted son, Blue Eagle. The opening ceremonies of Indian Village were attended by then New Hampshire Governor Walter Peterson. Bob Montana once again put ink to paper and created an episode of Archie to commemorate the opening ceremonies. Yet another theme park was opened in 1976, this time a park designed for children. Bob felt there was a definite need in the area.
There were a lot of small children in this area that really had no attraction here. The nearest attraction for them was Storyland up in Glen and Santa's Village in Jefferson. And so we felt that putting a children's attraction here at the Weirs would be just broaden out the market here.
Storybook Forest delighted youngsters with the gingerbread man. There was a pond dug in his shape. Unique sculpted storybook figures were found at every turn. Humpty Dumpty, Hansel and Gretel, the Crooked Man, and a number of other characters were designed and built by Peter Hall. These fascinating original sculptures can still be seen today inside the new Kitty Room at Funspot. Another innovative idea, Funspot's big red double-decker bus hit the road in 1980. This is a shuttle that carries people from around the Weirs to and from Funspot and also acts as a gigantic moving billboard. A more cuddly attention-getter added that same year was Top Snuff, the Funspot Dragon. As Funspot's mascot, his irresistible smile and lovable nature were an instant success. Funspot continued to grow. In 1986, a large addition was built. The newly added 5,500 square foot space is now a beautiful 2-story game room. A year later, in 1987, another major addition made possible the Kitty Room. For Funspot's spring opening in 1988, the complex will have added a 26,000 square foot, 20-lane bowling center, which will house yet another 2-story game room. The bowling center will offer both 10-pin and candlepin bowling. Future plans for Funspot include a food fair, beautiful new landscaping, and expanded parking. The Lawtons have reason to take pride in their many accomplishments. In addition to running Funspot, both Bob and John have been actively interested in the New Hampshire political scene for many years. Bob was elected to the New Hampshire State Legislature in 1969. He and his mother, Doris Thompson, served together for 12 years as the only mother and son team in the history of the New Hampshire legislature. During his first term, Bob introduced the bill which placed the New Hampshire state motto, "Live free or die," on all New Hampshire license plates. Bob and John have been fortunate to have their families work with them through the years. All 11 of their children have worked at Funspot, and 5 of them still do. John's son Randy, now the chief game technician, has come a long way from his first job of picking up golf balls on the driving range. He also worked as a cook at Trapper Bill's snack bar at Indian Village and was known for his sourdough pancakes. Sandra, Bob's daughter, now manages advertising and promotion for the company. She got her start in this field as the gingerbread man at Storybook Forest. After his earlier experience in Indian Village, Bob's son Tim managed the Concord Funspot for several years. He recently has rejoined the cast at the Weirs. John's son Steve also began his career at Funspot on the driving range. He continued working for the company while attending high school and then the University of New Hampshire. He now works with Randy as a technician, as well as being the head of maintenance for the new bowling center. Dave, Bob's youngest son, was dancing in the Indian Village Council ring at 3 years old. He has held many positions at Funspot, including stints on the driving range and various counter work. He now works summers at Funspot and attends Bentley College. Several of Bob and John's grandchildren have also worked for Funspot, and others will be coming along in time. An understanding of the value of family fun has been a key factor in the Lawtons' success. Based upon their experience in having fun with their own children, Bob and John have concentrated their efforts on amusements that appeal to the whole family, from the young children to the grandparents. Like the early days, magic and wonder is still what Funspot's all about, and the Lawtons and all of Funspot's cast of employees help to keep that magic alive. Funspot is unlike any other arcade in the world. Its clean, well-run atmosphere and its high standards of conduct have helped to keep Funspot the kind of place that everyone can enjoy.
I knew what type of place I wanted my kids to go to. I wanted a good, safe, clean, family-type entertainment place for my kids, and that's what we've designed here and followed through with. A place that people can feel comfortable with pulling up to the front door here and dropping their kids off and telling them they'll be back in a couple hours, and they know that the kids are going to be safe and they're going to have a good time.
Even with such a long and successful history, Funspot continues to find itself at the beginning. Changes and additions will undoubtedly come along as they have in the past. Funspot welcomes the challenge. As the industry evolves and people want new ways to have fun, Funspot will be sure to be one step ahead.
Every year new things come along. The amusement business has a lot of constants, tried and true amusements that are fun, but then somebody's always thinking of something new, and as you go around like on vacation and you see what other people are doing, sometimes something seems like it'll fit right in, you know, so we head in another direction.
But even as the company evolves and changes, its basic philosophy remains the same. It began and will always be a place where people can come and enjoy clean family fun. A place where kids, teens, and families can meet, challenge their minds and challenge each other. Where wide-eyed children thrill to the combination of light, sound, and the fast-paced action of the best games and amusements. And a place that is, most of all, a whole lot of fun.
I have the most fun working on the floor in here, right here in the middle of the game room with my apron on and my toolkit in my pocket, just continuing to fix things and help people out and make change and keep the other employees going, and it's a ball.